So, just came off the freeway, or where the freeway entrance would be. That was a Lafayette hotel, very classy hotel there. Just wanted to give you an idea of what downtown Lafayette looks like. This is the very beginning, very outskirts, very eastmost part of downtown Lafayette. You know, you can see it's kind of a classic style, suburban, pretty upper class downtown. The whole Lafayette in general is very equivalent to San Rafael, which you were asking about before, and Marin County-ish. I think a little less hippie and a little bit more yuppie, if you were to ask me. But I am sure other people might, you know, have different observations. You can see we're getting a little bit more dense here and a little bit more. I just noticed those Land of the Free banners there. That's funny. Getting more into the downtown area as we drive along to the west. This strip is about, I want to say about 1.5 miles, 2 miles max. But on this strip, you've got a really nice public library, up to date. There's a Whole Foods up here. I'll try and point them out to you. But already you can tell we passed Starbucks, Jack in the Box, McDonald's. There's a sushi restaurant on the right there. 7-Elevens, gas stations. There's the Lafayette Public Library on the left. There's Whole Foods up there on the right. I think you guys have Whole Foods in other areas, but Lafayette, East Bay in general. This is, I think, the only Whole Foods that we have in Lafayette. But the fact that there's a Whole Foods here represents that there's some pretty affluent grocery shoppers. You've got a B of A there on the right. Now we're pretty much in the center of downtown Lafayette. Citibank on the right also. Wells Fargo on the left. Safeway on the right. Chamber of Commerce on the left. UPS store. Bunch of little, so here there's a bunch of little mom and pop type places, or independent retailers, I should say, not mom and pop, more like young hipsters. The Roundup Saloon on the left there, that's right at the crux or the main intersection of town. That's the old school kind of divey bar. Really neat bar though. They've got a cool pinball machine in there and sawdust floors. Kind of like the old style what Lafayette used to be. This is the super hip part of Lafayette. You can see there's high-end fashion stores here, high-end restaurants. These are like $50 plate to $100 plate restaurants we're looking at. Pet Food Express, and there's a Panda Inn too. You got a CVS here on the left, and there's an independent Diablo Foods grocery store. There's another Wells Fargo on the right. Interesting. Round Table Pizza on the left. And so now we're kind of getting outside again, into, you know, the outskirts of downtown again, heading west now. Great sushi restaurant on the left. I love that place. So if you're looking through the trees straight ahead, you're gonna see basically the backside of the Oakland Hills. So we are directly on the backside of the Oakland Hills. In order to travel from Lafayette to the East Bay, Oakland, and Berkeley, you gotta travel through the Caldecott Tunnel. There's also a shortcut way through the Oakland Hills, but it's actually much longer and slower. Yeah, our proximity to Oakland is quite close. Sometimes the traffic through the Caldecott Tunnel can be kind of messy, kind of bad. They actually expanded it and built a new tunnel, dug a new tunnel through the hill right next to the existing one, but it still gets pretty bad and keeps getting worse every year, of course. You know, it's fine if you just avoid, say, 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. and 3 6:30 p.m. to 6:30ish p.m. And you should be fine. But you know, you're gonna be concerned about rush hour traffic, and just make sure that you can plan ahead of time in order to get through the Caldecott Tunnel. And it's actually not that bad. I'm making it sound worse than it is. Right there on your left is the Lafayette Reservoir recreation area. There's a beautiful, I think it's a man-made lake, but you can walk around the lake. I've done it before. It takes about 40 minutes or so. I think it's like a 10-mile walk or so. Very beautiful though. And now we're basically, you know, outside Lafayette. See you later, bye.